All right, hey guys, here we are, hole number 4, par 3. Now, what I'll typically do here is kind of a lightly top spin shot. So if you have things like Sniper, that's even unlocked. You know, if you have Tour 7, Tour 6 unlocked, it will be ideal to go Sniper. However, if you don't have a Sniper unlocked, that's okay too. You'll just copy my spin and landing zone, and you'll just do it without the rest of the guide. But the biggest reason to use Sniper is because the guide is extended farther than, say, a Guardian or a Viper. So instead of having 3 bounces, you have that 4th bounce. So it just helps you with your alignment a little bit. But keep in mind that if you can align those first 3 bounces exactly how I do and use the same spin, it's going to roll out the same. The only thing that'll be different is the number of rings that you need to go. But what I'll typically do here is, you know, maybe even no spin, just to get some consistency here. But I'm thinking somewhere around here. Let's just try no spin, see what it looks like, just to see how far it rolls out. Usually I'll go maybe even just a half a bar top spin, kind of change my landing zone a little bit. In terms of my ring adjustment, I might go just a fraction more than 2.6. I'm thinking somewhere around here. That's another thing is, you know, with Sniper, it's just kind of 1-to-1. So if I go 2.8, 2.6 rings here, it's about perfect. And other than that, it just comes down to really alignment. Let's just see how far this rolls out. And it looks like I'm just a little bit light on the adjustment, but you can see it gets past the hole. So we won't need the top spin. One of the main reasons that I use the light top spin sometimes is I can kind of change my fairway land zone. So if I do a top spin and I kind of change my land zone, sometimes it's just a little bit more reliable. But I wanted to just see how that goes with nothing. The advantage to using nothing is you can just use the ball guide and you don't have any spin influence anything. So there's going to be no variable. It's always going to be the exact same. Since you never touch the spin button, it's always going to roll out the identical. It's all going to be about the land zone that you actually land on. But you'll see it's usually pretty close to 1-to-1, maybe just a little bit more because there is some downhill to that shot. So going just a little bit more. And, you know, let's say you had to use a Viper or, you know, let's say a Viper. If you had to use a Viper in terms of your ring adjustment, instead of going like 2.8 rings there for that wind, I would have went like 1.1 rings or 1.2 rings instead of the 2.8. So that's, you know, differences in accuracy mean that you need to go, you know, less rings. So I think it's like 55 accuracy or something. So it'll change, you know, instead of going 2.8 rings, I'll go maybe like 1.2. So that's essentially the difference. But other than that, you know, the shots could roll out the same. You just really got to worry about that alignment. So that's where you set up your first, second, and third bounces and just try to make them very close to what I do. But you want to kind of modify your land zone because you can see the land zone that I use, and then with that ring count, it's still missed, you know, maybe 1.5 yards to the right. So we'll need to tweak that adjustment and just try to get that ball guide going a little bit left more on the start point. So keep that in mind. Good luck. Catch you guys on the next one.